Hey, and we're back. It's Good Deeds, Real Estate with a Mission. I'm Bill Weidecker. She's Diane Davidson. We are from the Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams Realty Metropolitan, and we're here to serve you. And this weekly radio show is based on the questions you have, and we love to hear from you from time to time, just letting us know topics that would be of interest. So we were talking how things have changed over 40 years in the business and how they've stayed the same, and we were on a rant about technology and the fact that there's no lack of data out there. It's just having somebody to give perspective on what it all means. And so people say, well, I know it's true. I read it on the internet. We see so many different portals out there with real estate. Different people are using Realtor.com or any of the other real estate portals out there. And my sense is that everybody's got some kind of a favorite. I'm curious, what are your favorite real estate bits of technology that you're using?
Well, a little bit design related, but I love House, and I think that just sort of to understand aesthetics and current aesthetics and how that can benefit both our seller clients and buyer clients.
It's called House.
House, Houzz.
Houzz. House.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But truthfully, as a real estate agent, I love, and as a realtor, I love the National Association of Realtors and their website, because there's so much relevant statistical reporting and current articles, and so it's great to understand what's happening on a national basis, what trends are, how the economy relates to real estate. So I know I sound geeky, and I'm not, but I love that resource as a realtor. And we have something called NARIN or MLS. It's what we use to understand information about our local market, really statewide. And there are all sorts of searches that I can do there to find out, to inform me about the market of the moment, to help us price strategically, to see just exactly what's going on in the markets that we serve. So those aren't necessarily consumer-based places. That's probably something that we are able to add, or it is something that we're able to add to our services by garnering knowledge from those proprietary sites.
Well,
How about you?
It's interesting you bring up House, because it is one of the sites that if I'm at an open house, or anybody on our team is at an open house, there are times when they may have a certain question about a room and a style, and House is really valuable because in real time you can pull up the effect of what you're trying to explain to them. Mm-hmm. You could say, well, it would look like this, and so there's lots of pictures and lots of information there that's really helpful. Even now, we've seen the evolution of it because we've been using it for years, and even now, like when they have representations of rooms and so forth with certain furniture, even the furniture has got a hyperlink where you can link to that particular piece of furniture and what it would cost you,
buy something similar,
and where you could buy it.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's why they built it originally. Well,
it is immensely valuable, and I think it's underutilized by most real estate professionals out there. They're holding the open house so that they can get to the end of it, and we're holding the open house so that we can inform, in my opinion, and say, look, have you thought about this? Are you thinking of that? Mm-hmm. In addition to House, I like the National Association of Realtors has a similar site. It's called House Logic, and House Logic is not only photo representations of properties and things of that nature, but it also has lots of relevant articles and tidbits of information that are helpful whether you're buying or selling out there. And you mentioned the National Association of Realtors website. For the consumer, you're right. It's a bit geeky for them, but for us, the research is important. I think having the research is so important. I sit on the research committee for the National Association of Realtors, and I do that because selfishly, I want advance warning on all of the new reporting that's coming out so I can share it with our clients. Mm-hmm. Because none of it really, just knowing something for knowing's sake it has some value, but Where the real value comes in, Diane, is when you're able to share it with the consumer and make a difference in their experience.
Doesn't sound selfish at all.
It shouldn't be, because if the consumer is more knowledgeable and well armed, they're better.
Mm-hmm.
They're better at it.
Yep.
So from a technology perspective, most people, as I said, they're looking in real estate portals for availability of property. And I always say the internet moves at lightning speed and yet not fast enough in real estate.
Meaning?
Meaning this, there are times that the internet doesn't know about properties coming on the market as fast as we do.
Okay. Do tell.
Well, think about it. Most properties that are getting listed with real estate agents, there's people that know about it. Our real estate team and we have 400 agents in our market center at Keller Williams. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of agents. A lot of agents listing properties. And as a result, we have a weekly meeting, and we share with each other all of the properties that are coming on the market. And so there's a lot of people taking notes at that meeting about what we call coming soon properties that we're about to go live with. And oftentimes that little bit of information ahead of time just gives that buyer out there enough time to potentially be one of the first ones in to see it.
Correct. Sometimes the only one.
Well, it quite possibly can be, especially if it makes sense, right? If a seller says, you know what, I don't need to go through the process. I don't want to sit for an entire weekend. I like the offer. I like what I'm getting. I like where I'm going. I like these people. Let's do it, right? They get to make those choices.
Correct.
So we tell our buyers all the time, the internet isn't as fast as you think it is. So while technology has really helped us, there are some things that we have experience in. We know what we're doing. I heard this week where just viewing property, going and seeing real estate, and before you even have a buyer for it, one agent in our office, he was able to take buyers to the house because he'd been inside of it, and they said, we don't like the outside. He said, but you will like the inside because it meets all of the needs that you want. They went in and they bought the house.
So he heard about it before it hit the market.
He heard about it before it hit the market, and he saw it before it hit the market.
Yep.
So, technology is good for the good that it can do, but it's only so good. The human experience, as you mentioned in the very beginning, that interpretation is something that I don't think artificial intelligence will ever quite be able to do. And we feel like we do it best because we've got that experience, and we've got the ability to know others have been there before with us. You might act similarly. So we try to use all of the tools that we can. Any other technology that you like?
So this is more outgoing than incoming. Matterport. Matterport is a 3D virtual reality camera that we bought. We love to go to the trade shows and buy things. In this case, it was a winner. So we bought it, 12 when it first came out. And
I think we were the only ones in the state at the time.
Only ones, yep. Yeah. And
Nice.
So it's just really, it's a great way for people online to walk through the house at their own pace over and over and over. And I absolutely love it. And during COVID, many of the real estate photographers were scrambling to get their hands on Matterport cameras. So I'm probably the first cutting edge thing, leading it that I've ever done. But I love it. I love the technology. And it's still not something that you see very commonly. You see more videos. But I think having control over the consumer, having the control over the tour is great.
Yeah, because the video and even the virtual video is a little choppy, and kind of you're seeing only what's been videoed. Mm-hmm. You can't say, well, wait a minute, what's over here? Or like you can pivot and turn around and check things out. Well, this has been a fascinating segment as we've talked about technology. You're listening to Good Deeds Real Estate with a Mission. I'm Bill Weidecker, and she's Diane Davidson. We're from the Fine Homes Group at Keller Williams, and we're going to be back in our next segment to just kind of finish up all of the great things that are real estate relevant, and we'll be right back, so stick with us.